Hey, it is time for another Q&A session with your body positive fairy godmother Tish. And today's question is coming from Rachel. Rachel says, I've been invited to a beach vacation with some friends and I'm already anxious about wearing a swimsuit. I haven't worn one in public for over 10 years now. I don't want to miss out on life anymore, but I'm terrified. Where do I even begin to build the confidence to show up and enjoy myself? Rachel, thank you so much for submitting your question. I personally relate to this. Before I was comfortable in my body, I spent years where I didn't wear a bathing suit. And it makes me sad to think about it now because I love being in the sunshine. I love being at the beach. I love being in a pool. I love being at the river. Basically anything that has to do with water, I love it. So the fact that, there was a couple years that I wouldn't wear a bathing suit and I missed out on that, it makes me sad. So I'm happy that you submitted this question, and I don't want you to miss out on life anymore because life is really short. And I know how much anxiety can be behind putting a bathing suit on a plus size body. But really think about all that you are missing out. And the fact that your friends have invited you to go on this beach trip, I mean, you don't want to miss out on that. So I have some tips for you. But the first thing I want to say is, and I don't want this to sound like I'm being mean or anything, but I learned this years ago when I went into the AA program. We are not so important that strangers and those out there are worrying about what we look like. I know that sounds mean, but it really is true. And the other thing that I was taught in AA that I want to remind you of is what other people think of us is none of our business. So you put a bathing suit on, you go out there, you're having a great time with your friends. If there is somebody that's looking at you and they don't like what you see, who cares? As long as they're not saying something to you, which sometimes there are idiots that can't keep their mouths shut. But I really hope that that's not an experience that you experience. Okay, so, anyways, jumping into answering your questions. So, because you haven't worn a swimsuit in over 10 years, my guess is that you probably don't even own one. So, your first course of action is obviously going to be buying a bathing suit. And because you haven't worn one in so long, I would suggest that you try different ones to find out what you like best. If you can go in person to a store that, you can try things on in person, that would be ideal versus, say, for example, ordering from Amazon or torrid.com or whatever site you decide to use. So if you can find a place to try them on in person, I think that'll just, take away some of the anxiety of ordering a bathing suit. Okay, so I did jot down 3 tips to hopefully help you lessen your anxiety about wearing a swimsuit on this vacation. And first, I already mentioned it, but these are your friends. They invited you to go on this vacation because they enjoy being with you. They don't give a crap what you look like in a bathing suit. So don't be worried about being in a bathing suit in front of your friends because, like I said, they're not going to care. But tip number 1 is you're going to want to choose a swimsuit that feels the most comfortable. I already touched on that a little bit about trying different types of swimsuits. So there are tankinis, there are swim dresses, there are swim shorts. There are so many different types of options out there. And picking one that is what you feel comfortable in is going to make so much of a difference because when we feel physically comfortable in clothing, it helps us to just relax and have less anxiety. We feel more at ease. So it's going to be really important to find one that you feel comfortable in. And this level of comfort, I'm not even talking about just being comfortable with putting your body in a swimsuit. It's literally just how comfortable that swimsuit physically feels on your body. Okay, tip number 2. So I would suggest that once you get, some bathing suits ordered and you find the one that you're most comfortable in, to start doing regular activities around the house in your bathing suit. Yeah, I'm talking about even if you're doing the dishes, vacuuming, watching TV, I don't care what it is. Start maybe 10 minutes a day, work your way up to, I don't know, an hour a day, whatever seems right to you. The reason that I suggest that you start wearing it around the house is because, like you mentioned, you haven't worn one in over 10 years. So, if you're doing it at home, it's a safe space. So it's just helping you normalize the feeling of the bathing suit on your body and just being in one. So wear it around the house. Tip number 3 that I have for you is focus on the joy of this trip. I know I've already touched on this several times, but it really truly is about being with your friends, being in the moment, and having a great time. Again, you know, what other people out there are thinking about us is none of our business. So honestly, I wish that I could just tell you that you could put that swimsuit on and you would feel confident and you would be comfortable and you would just, have so much fun in that bathing suit while you're on vacation. But honestly, it's not that simple. That's why I mentioned, starting to wear it at home just so you can feel comfortable and get used to having it on. But really, I think, once you get there and you're just in the moment enjoying that time with your friends, I think that you really just probably won't even really pay attention to being in a bathing suit. And then I actually do have one other tip that I didn't jot down, but I would say to maybe plan some, little like adventures for you and your friends while you're on that vacation. So just try different things. If you're out there doing something, adventuring, versus just say sitting at the pool, sunbathing or something. Not that that's a bad thing because I love doing that. But, if you're doing like an adventure or something, maybe it'll just help take your mind off being so focused on the fact that, you're just like sitting there or laying there by the pool in the sun in a bathing suit. So I hope that those tips help you. And really, I think just the building the confidence, that comes from well, I'm not going to get into that because it's a total sidetrack. So, anyways, I hope those tips help you feel less anxious in a bathing suit. I want you to have so much fun on this trip. I would absolutely love it if you sent me an email after you get back from your trip because I want to know all about how it went. And if you have found this video helpful, you've liked this video, whatever, give it a thumbs up, please. And I also have a free resource for you. If you check out the description below, you will find a link to my 10 ways to rock your plus size body that is totally free. So go ahead and check that out. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.